All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Brian. We're here for Forex Live, and this is our Tuesday morning edition. Tuesday mornings, we always go through and utilize our daily report, which covers 22 currency pairs, in conjunction with Forex Joe's daily trading regimen in order to see if we can find some trades under live market conditions. So that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're going to start doing right now. So before I get started, though, I do need to let you know that unique experiences and past performances do not guarantee future results. We all know trading involves risk, but for some reason the government wants me to make sure that you read this entire disclaimer so that you know that trading involves risk. I think we've covered that a number of times, and I think anyone that's that's been doing this for any period knows that it's a risky business to be in. But we're going to pause for just a second and give you an opportunity to read through that, and then we'll get started with our trading day. All right, and that should be long enough, so let's go ahead and we'll minimize this and we'll jump in and see what's happening in the marketplace today. Man, I think I just missed this trade here. Let me just go ahead and put this on, and I'll come back to why I'm putting it on here. I really want to sell off of this 35.42. Well, where is my sell line? I've got to reload this. Well, we'll give it a second. Let's not deviate from the plan, right? We'll come back to it here in just a sec. Although I think that 35.42 is my trade. Just to walk through, what we typically do in these morning classes is we go in and we utilize the daily reports in conjunction with the Forex Joe's daily trading regimen, and through that we're able to come up with a couple of trades that we can take. Right now we see kind of a textbook trade occurring here where we get kind of a low established during, a support level established during Asia, broke it on the London Open, and have pushed far below that, and now we're coming back and retesting an area. This is usually good for at least 5 pips on a retest of an area like this. But let's go ahead and walk through the full daily regimen, and then we'll come back and see if this trade's still an opportunity for us. So what we should have up today is of course, number one, our trading terminal with your 21st Century Forex Trader pending order software attached to it. So whether that's the Pending Order Pro with no indicators, or it's the FTT Pending Order Pro, that's totally up to you. I'm utilizing the template called FTT Pending Order Pro, which has the session indicators as well as the thermal grids and the ADR information. So that's what I have open presently. We should also have open a copy of the daily report, a copy of your daily trading regimen, which is what we'll be walking through today, and a news source and a futures market source, and we'll get to those in just a moment. So I'll be walking through step by step on this daily trading regimen. We'll be going through all these 12 steps today and filling out this area below down here, which is the exercise we should do every time that we're into the market. So with that said, we're going to be walking through this. We'll start with the Euro USD. We'll go to the Pound USD and then the US Yen. We'll do this one. We'll spend a lot of time here just talking about what we're doing, why we're doing it. We'll go a little bit faster on the Pound, and then we'll go at full speed on the US Yen, which will just show you, over time, as you get this this method, kind of memorized under your belt, it shouldn't take you more than about 15 minutes total to go through 3 currency pairs and set up your trades for the day. That way, if you've got maybe you've got a primary income job that you go to, maybe you've got other things that you have to do through the day, like care for your kids or care for parents, whatever it might be, you can do those things. You can get set up, place your trades, and then the trade manager will manage everything for you while you're away. So starting with the Euro USD, we've got current price is trading at 35.40. So we're currently at 35.40 on the Euro USD. So I'm just going to make a note there, write that down. And the first stop here is to find out what our channel information is. And so we're going to utilize our daily report for that. So we pop over to the daily report, and we see that the channel information here is telling us that we have a channel bottom at 35.29 and a channel top at 35.89. If we break down and break below this, then 33.29 comes into play. We've seen this kind of lingering here for a couple of weeks now, but we haven't been able to push down to it. We hit a high of 38 and change earlier in the year, and now it's been pushing down, but we haven't quite gotten there, broken through these other channels yet. 35.29 is what we're concerned with today. No 2 or 3 or 3 or 3 channels to give us any additional oomph for that support level. So, or the resistance level for that matter at 35.89. So pretty darn thin range there, by the way. Next up, we're going to capture our support and resistance levels. So we're trading at 34.50. I'm sorry, I wrote that backwards. We're trading at 35.40. It makes more sense. We've got 35.41, which is where we're currently trading right now. That's a decision point for us. If you break below that, we have 35.29, which lines up with that channel bottom. And then below that, 35.06, which is right there near that whole number of 3,500. That's always going to be a big level for us when you get to those whole numbers. Above us, we have 35.81. And then if we break above that, we have 36.02 or the 3,600, the big whole number area again. All right. Next up, are we trending or oscillating for this currency pair? What's happening here? Trending or oscillating? And it looks like for the day we're in a bit of a downward trend. We can all agree with that. Looks like we're trending down a bit, so we're in a downward trend. But next question up, has the channel been broken? Have we broken above 35.89? Which is, let's just put that line on the chart. We've broken above 35.89. Let's get this out of the way so I can actually see. It's right up here. Or have we broken below 35.29? The answer there is yes. We have broken below and closed below 35.29. All right. Next up, average daily range. What's our average range on this currency pair? Well, we know it's been pretty tight recently. It's about a 60 pip range. We do know that under normal conditions, this pair, over the course of 2011, 2012, and into the early part of 2013, was moving 90 to 100 pips. It's certainly slowed down considerably since then, and we're not quite seeing that level of pip movement anymore. But I'm sure at some point it'll get some legs and it'll run for us. But for right now, we have to be aware of where it's currently residing, and that's in a much thinner channel than we have seen in the past. News. Next up, I want to know what news is there, and we'd like to utilize Forex Factory for that. You can also use FX Street or Bloomberg, whatever it is you might choose to use for your news. It's kind of a Dr. Seuss type rhyme there. So whatever you choose to use for your news, you can use here. And what we might see is we look for the red reports. We look to see, are there any red reports on the horizon? Is there anything coming up that we should be aware of for our trading day? And we had some news earlier, some red reports on the euro, on the CAD, but nothing coming up that could be a wrench for us. Throw a wrench in the system in the next few minutes or the next few hours even. Our next red report isn't until far after the U.S. session into our Aussie session here at 7:30. We have some Aussie news out here right around in Asia. So nothing for us to worry about. Clear sailing for the day right now. So clear sailing for us. No red reports coming up. So for the news, we can put a big N in that section. And then the last thing we have a look at here is the futures market. What's going in futures? Well, and I know I say this every time, but just repetition is the mother of skill, right? So what we're looking at here is we like to watch the futures market to see where are we leaning. Do we have a positive lean or a negative lean to the futures market? And that kind of drives our strength or weakness for the U.S. dollar. If the Dow is increasing, the Dow, crude, gold, and silver are all pushing up, then we're typically going to see a negative U.S. dollar, meaning so as we're taking positions here, we're cashing out positions in U.S. dollars. Conversely, if we see a negative Dow, negative crude, negative gold and silver, then we'll typically see a positive dollar because we're cashing out positions here and we're holding them liquid in U.S. dollars. So that's why we look at the futures market. And it's been kind of going along with, we've seen just kind of a choppy market over the past couple of weeks since we've come back for the new year, where we've seen the choppy futures market too, where, we'll see these aren't directly, they're not moving in the same direction. They're not correlated. We're seeing the Dow and crude slightly up, but gold and silver have been weaker, and the dollar has been kind of mixed as a result. Now, this only really works on dollar pairs, by the way, but it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, over the course of the next few weeks. But right now, it's been a very iffy market, and what that really tells us, if we're seeing, the Dow increasing, crude increasing, gold and silver increasing, and the dollar increasing, that's off of what it normally would be. So that's just more of an indicator to be careful and watch what we're trying to do here, and just we have to keep our stops tight and make sure that we're trading with the appropriate level of risk, because it just when they're not moving the way they typically do, it'll be kind of rubber band action that will end up happening. One will snap. One way or the other will snap. So just tells us to be careful right now in the futures market. All right, so with that said, what are we going to trade? Well, I mentioned earlier a trade that I wanted to just jump in and take because I recognized something setting up, and that was around here at that 35.40, 35.42 area. We were seeing I mentioned we had this level of support during Asia that had been set up. We broke below it, and we had pushed back to it. Typically, this is one of the setups, one of my most favorite setups for Monday morning sessions, or not say Monday morning, for morning U.S. sessions is whenever I see a level of support or level of resistance setting up in Asia, and we break through that during London, and we go past it at least 15 pips, and it comes back to that level. The first time it comes back to retest that support level from Asia, that high or that low, I like to look for buys and sells, and this is no different. It's typically good, right off the bat for 5 pips or so, and this was no slouch. It did the exact same thing. It moved right up to that which is now a resistance level. That it was a support level set up in Asia, broke it, became resistance, and moved to it and pushed down for 5 pips pretty much right away. So no difference there. That trade is just it's one of my favorites. It just delivers pretty darn consistently. Does that mean it works every time? No, nothing works 100% of the time, but it definitely is a nice trade that has a high probability for me to be able to get in. So just one for your back pocket there. One of the trades I like to see. So let's moving back to Forex Show's method right now. What we've done is we've gone through and we've captured a lot of data. We got our current price. We got our support resistance levels. We captured our we know if we're trending or oscillating. We know what number of pips this pair typically moves in. We know if there's news or not. We know what's happening in the futures market. So with all of those things, we can now go and place some trades to see what what we'd like to be looking at, or what we should be attempting to trade here. So we already put in our channel top and our channel bottom. So we marked those already. Our top was up here, 35.89. Our bottom was here, 35.29. So we'd already marked those. So now we can put some support resistance levels on. We also have 35.41, which is a support resistance level from the daily report. So we've got that marked. That also coincides with this the support level that was being set up in Asia and was broken. And so now here we are. So we've got that setting up. What else do we have? 35.29, 35.81, which is right here. Oops, clicked the wrong button. 35.81, which is right here. And now what we can do is what Forex Show likes to call, compressing the channel. And so in order to do that, what we might look for here are some additional support or resistance levels that might not have been identified on the report. So there was the levels that are setting up through the course of trading today. And of course, 35.41 we already have established. What else we really have here? Looking through the course of yesterday into today. And nothing that's really exciting. I mean, we have this level here where we saw price struggle with the resistance. It came back and supported it a couple of times. broke it but then rejected it. So you've got this level through here at 35.57, and beyond that there's not a whole lot more. I mean, you can just about draw a line anywhere on a chart and find a level of support or resistance. The cleanest levels are going to be like what we're seeing here. You can see it right here through the top. This is a very clean level. You see it over the course of this trading session. This has been a very, very clean level that's setting up. So with that said, what are we going to look at for some trades? Well, for me, I guess there's a couple of things I'd like to see. 35.41, we've already seen that it's been resisted, came back, resisted again, and there's a trade we would have liked to have been in. Just it didn't follow our. I like to always go through the daily trading regimen because we like to teach you before you jump into the marketplace. You should keep your finger off the button and gather your data. I had already done some of this in advance, but I wanted to make sure I followed that process as we got into class today. So now we're looking at new data. Where are we going to go? Well, 35.29 is still a resistance, still a support level. We had come down and saw support there earlier. Support. It broke it and then has broken back above. So for now, knowing that this is an oscillating market, we're in a downward trend, but we're also oscillating a bit. The support level has been set up and it's been respected for the day. So with that said, I can play this thin channel here and look for a buy off of 35.29 and see if we can't grab ourselves a bounce the first time it gets there. So with that said, I'm going to look for about 6 pips here on this one and see if we can't just grab a quick trade off of a bounce. We're kind of going to scalp this for a bit today. So let's see where that goes. I'm going to move this out of the way. I've got a couple of these range bars. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up my trade, and we're going to buy off of. Well, come on. I'm going to select that. I'm going to move to buy. So we're going to buy off of this 35.29, which is the channel bottom at this point. So we're going to buy off of 35.29. I'm going to keep my profit taking, at about 6 pips. I'm keeping my stop very tight as well, here at about 6 or 7 pips, and then we'll take profit 2 at the resistance level here of 35.42, 35.41, which is where you might be in a trade presently. So we're going to set this one up, and I've gone ahead and moved to buy, and we're into that trade. Looking at sells, I mean, I like this level. I think we may have missed that trade, so I'm not going to look to sell off of that at this point. If we do push up to the channel top, which is 35.81, I would look to sell off of here. So a little bit safer trade, but if we do push up there, that would be my my trade for now. So I'd be looking at the channel tops and channel bottoms on this thin channel that we were seeing right now in the Euro USD. So we kind of missed the trade. That's my text. That is my favorite trade. So we've missed that one. But if we can push back down here to this channel bottom, I'd like to see a buy off of that the first time it gets there, because that should be a pretty well respected area here at this 35.29. So we're going to look for that. And if we do somehow push as high as this 35.81, we're going to sell off of the channel top. So there we have that. Next up, pound USD. We can go a little bit faster on this one since we've already laid the groundwork here. Pound USD. Let's just refresh our template. So we're going to use the FTT Pending Order Pro template. And what do we see here? Well, currently trading, filling out our form. We're currently trading at 64.76. And what do we see for support, resistance, and channel information? Well, scrolling over here to our daily report, we have 64.12 as our channel bottom and 64.70 as our channel top. Support resistance tells us we have 64.72 as resistance. That's right there with that channel top, by the way. So That should be a good number for us. And if we break above that, 65.29. To the lower side, we have 64.62, and then below that, 64.22. If we continue downward, and then of course 6,400 would be a big level we'd want to look at. All right. What's after this? Well, we like to know if we're trending or oscillating, and I think we can all agree that looks like we just hit a bit of an upward trend right now. It really was an oscillating market until just a few minutes ago. We oscillated over the course of Monday, which was a holiday, U.S. bank holiday. So kind of today becomes our Monday. So we were oscillating, and now it's just broken out of these areas. The big question for us, though, is have we broken above or below our channel tops or channel bottoms? Have we broken above 34.70, and have we broken below 34.12? And the answer is yes to both of those. So just coming back to setting up for that oscillating market that we were experiencing earlier. Looks like it's oscillating a bit. Now here we are. We've pushed to either side of this channel, and now we're maybe stuck. So we might have a nice trading opportunity that's a bit of a counter trend trade. Question though is, what's our average range? ADR tells us that today we've moved 86 pips, and our average range is typically about 70 pips right now. Given the course of the last few months, has been very, very tight range. It's been very, very quiet. We've had some big moves in there, but the overall moves have been fairly small. Now, this is another pair that we know prior to middle part of last year was moving in that 100 to 110 pip range. So it's slowed down quite a bit, and it'll probably get back to that at some point. But for right now, we operate with what we know, which is, over the past few months, we've been in that 70 plus pip range. News, well, we know there's no news coming up, and we know the futures market is mixed right now. That probably won't change too much until after the floor traders come on. So with that said, where can we place some trades? So again, just walking through the process here, we've got 34.70 as our channel top. So 34.70 right here, where we currently are, is our channel top. 34.12 is our channel bottom, right down here. And then we have some support and resistance levels within there. We've got 34.72 we just mentioned. We've got 34.62, which is right down here. We've got 34.22 if we continue down. And of course, you've got thermal grids in between there as well that give us some additional areas to trade from. So for what I'm looking at here, we've got a thermal grid at 34.62. We've also got a number from Forex Joe's report at 34.62. We've seen this huge candle up, which is odd because there was no news. Something popped that up, pushed that up, went right to the channel top and reversed. So it's really beginning to break out the channel. There are two trades I would like here. One is and it's kind of a tough one. I don't know what would have driven this. I don't think there was any funny announcement that we should know about right now, was there? No funny news or anything. So just odd, just broke out of that. So there's two things that we look at here for a trade. Utilizing Forex Joe's principles here, we have a level of what would have been resistance. It should now be support for us that was broken and not retested, which is 34.62. So what we'll do is we'll come here and we'll park a buy order at 34.62 and see if we can't grab a few pips off of that. And we're going to keep our stop loss pretty tight as well. Just need to find out where that is. 34.21 must be hiding behind something. Aha, it was. It was hiding. That stop loss was hiding behind this red line. The way I knew where it was I looked here and I saw my stop loss was hiding at 34.21. So I just went down and clicked and was able to find it. So what we'll do here is we can park the buy order here at this what would have been a resistance level, but that this candle blew through it and hasn't come back to retest it yet. So we're going to place an order on a retest of this level. I'm taking profit at the channel top, and then I'm going to take profit slightly beyond that for my take profit 2. And once I got the trade set, I just simply click move to buy, and voila, we're on right there. Now, as far as the sell order, I'm not going to put a sell order on this one. We've already pushed to the top of this channel. Typically, had we been trading down here, I would have looked to sell off the top of the channel. I probably would have gotten taken out because I keep my stops pretty tight up there, so that might have bounced me out. But typically, I would have taken and placed my sell up here at the channel top. But since we've broken beyond that, and it looks like we've got some momentum, to the upside here, I'm just going to look for this buy order off of 34.62. If we can come back and retest this, then we'll see if we can grab some pips off of that move. All right, last one up here is the U.S. yen. And let's see what this one's telling us. Current price is 104.51. And we've got a support resistance levels at 104.05. 104.05. By the way, this is a key level. This is a 3 of 3 channel. So we should be keeping our eye on that one. 104.05 is a 3 of 3 channel. You might just put a little star by that or a note. Then our channel top was at 104.24. 104.24. All right. Support resistance information. Well, we're currently trading at 104.50. So that tells us we have above us 104.92 as a resistance level, 104.31 as support at this point, which is also right there near that 104.24. If we break that back down below that, we have 104.01. I would favor 104.05 over that. All right, so what do we have here? Are we trending or oscillating for the day? Well, it looks like during Asia we saw a nice move up, and now it's been oscillating here. But overall for this session, we're in a bit of an upward trend. At least we were. We'll see if that continues. The question is, has the channel been broken? Have we broken above 104.24 or below 104.05? And there's your answer is right there. Yes, we have 104.24. We actually broke it. The report was put out here at the end of the U.S. session, and it pushed above right into before Tokyo came online. And it did break that channel, has not come back to retest it just yet. The bottom side of this, 104.05, right down here, have we broken out of that? Have we broken below that? The answer there is no, obviously. So, but we have broken our channel top of 104.24. That's close enough. All right. Next up, support resistance information. Well, 104.92 is our resistance level right up here. Come on. Click. There it goes. And down below us, we have 104.31, which is right down. Well, 104.31. We just so go 2 boxes out of the way. Here we go. All right. Now, if we compress the channel a little bit, we've got it's kind of a range. It's not really. There's not a nice clean level. This had some momentum up. There's not a nice clean level we can really see. We have, as it broke up, we saw some resistance here, 104.44. It came back, didn't quite get there for support. And now it's moving back down here in the U.S. session. So it'll be interesting to see. I would favor Forex Joe's numbers off of this. If anything, I'm going to buy 104.05. I mean, that's a definite right here. I have a trade that didn't reset my chart. Let's try that again. All right, so there we go. So 104, we had a trade we put on previously that we had taken off, and it just didn't reset my chart. All right, so 104.05. Right down here. That's a 3 of 3 channel. That's big. So if we pull back to here, that's just kind of a given. When we see a 3 of 3 channel, Forex Joe's taught us that the first time, for trading above it, the first time he gets there, we're going to look for a bounce. So we see a 3 of 3 channel, we're trading above it, we're going to go ahead and park a bounce, a buy down here at the bottom of this channel. So we're going to buy that the first time he gets there. So we're going to grab our green lines, which are our buy lines. and we're going to move those down. We'll give it a little bit more wiggle room than normal. We'll give it about a little over 10 pips here, and we'll do the same. Let's go ahead and pull this down. So we're just grabbing our green lines and pulling those down to where we'd like to enter the trades and where we're going to take our profit. And then once that's done, then the trade manager will manage this trade for us. We know what our maximum risk is going into the trade, and then which is your entry point to your stop loss. But then once you hit your take profit level, the software automatically moves your stop loss to break even +1, which protects your profit for you. So we'll go ahead and get that one on, get that trade in here. All right. So we'll put that trade on. That's a given when you see a 3-to-3 channel like that. So we're going to go ahead and put that trade on. I'm going to take profit a little faster than that. We'll take profit at about 10 pips as well. So we're going to risk 10. We're going to take profit 1 at 10, and then we'll take profit 2 as this Asia low. All right. So I'll move to buy that. That's kind of a given trade. Now, upward trend. We're in an upward trend so far for the day, and here we're coming down. We're starting to get to some key levels. Let's see if we can break those, and then based on that, we might find a sell that we can put in until we get back to this 31. That is right down here. Not really an area for us either. I think there's more buy opportunity off of this. And we've got here set up pretty darn clean. So we can push back. So we've pushed up. You know, we have a 3-to-3 channel here. It may be drawn back to this 104.05, but if anything, if we want to park a sell order, just look at a tighter channel. What we can do is we have this area here that was setting up. It was setting up support. Finally broke it. Hasn't retested it yet, so we could sell off of here, keep it pretty tight, and look to sell off of 104.64. And take profit 1. We'll look to take profit quickly down here at this 104.60 area, a little bit below that, 104.58. And then we'll take profit 2 down below that at this 104.46 area. All right, so with that on, I'm going to go ahead and place that order. So once the lines are placed where we'd like them, we just simply click and drag, move to sell, and now we've got a buy and a sell order on that's entered in place. So that's how we do it. That's how we utilize Forex's trading methodology. It's all about just gathering the data, keeps our fingers off the button so we don't make any rash decisions. We gather the data. We gather our current price, our channel information from the daily report, our support resistance levels, and then from there we can identify what's happening on the charts. Are we trending or oscillating? Has the channel been broken? How are we moving in our average range versus our move for the day so far? And the biggest reason for looking at that, by the way, is if you've moved, let's say 150 pips up, top to bottom, it's moved 150 pips. Is it a great spot to enter a buy at the top of that? Well, no. I mean, if your average range is typically, let's say 120, you've moved 150 pips already, and you're seeing this perfect buy. Not a great time to enter that trade. So you want to use that ADR to kind of keep you out of trades. And if you're, as Forex Joe says, at the end of the buffet line, then probably not a great spot to look for continuations until after it pulls back. So that's why we use that ADR. And then from there, we like to see what's happening in the news, what's happening with crude, gold, and silver. And then based on that, we do exactly what we did here, place our lines on the charts, and then look to see how we're trading above or below those, and just use the basic principles of support and resistance to enter our trades. And it's just that easy. You can do this in just a few minutes each day, and it allows you to get on with some other things while the trade manager manages your trades for you. All right, so with that said, we will go ahead and wrap it up. And you see, I don't think
I'm here, Brian.
With this today. Oh, hey.
Hey. Yeah, let me kind of go over a few items here, too. As most of you can see, we're kind of oscillating in kind of smaller channels, especially with the euro what, 35, 14, 15 area, all the way up to 35, 65, 70 area. The U.S. yen. So we're near key areas, I think, as far as getting some movement. One of the possible news drivers tomorrow will be the Bank of Canada interest rate announcement. I think, if memory serves me right, that's at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning, and then they'll have a policy report afterwards. So I'm going to look for some movement in the Canadian tomorrow, those of you that are trading the Canadian. Then late Wednesday night going into Thursday, you have the Bank of Japan interest rate announcement, and then you have several euro announcements, and then the jobless claims and existing home sales. So I would ask that you remain patient. Also take a look tonight in the Asian session. There's an Australian CPI. So you've got people coming off the holidays. They're not really too excited. It'll be interesting to see the Dow open today and what gold does. So those of you that are trading today, I see now Dow's up about 45 points as it's kicked off. Pay attention if you're going to scalp with what Brian showed you with his trades. I got an email. Somebody was asking a very important question, and this is the answer to the question. First of all, the question was, Brian's showing us types of trades. What about me coming in and showing swing trades? Well, if there's swing trades during live market conditions, we usually compress and compact the channels. But I'm giving such detailed reports that you should have all that information in the trade alerts, or if you're a roundtable member, with all the numbers that we have. So the reason that Brian and I complement each other so well is that he is a day trader. So he's looking just like some of the trades that he's given you, and some of them might be a counter trend trade. He's not looking for a long shelf life, so to speak. He's not looking to stay in there for 40, 50, 60 pips. He's looking to get in there, get profit, which helps those of you that are scalping or those of you that are day trading. So, for instance, if Brian gives you a trade, you take profit one anywhere from 5 to 10 pips, and all of a sudden, let's just say that the trade takes off, then you can turn that into more of a day trade where you might possibly get 20 or 30 pips. What I am is a swing trader. So by doing the reports, and this is how I came up with the format many, many years ago, is that if I start before the Asian session, then we're at zero. I more or less call that zero. And what happens is you then have the 24-hour period where you have the movement, where a currency pair will move X, the ATR, as Brian's alluded to, and the number of pips. So of late, you might have the euro or the pound that's moving in a 70 to 90 pip channel. You might have the euro yen, the pound yen that's moving in a 100 to 150 pip channel. So then you have to determine what the market's doing using what's taught. And if you need to review anything, all you have to do is go to the boot camps. We have everything laid out. We're going to be adding videos starting this week for the next boot camp. So you're going to be able to go in and start seeing videos of the training, and we're going to have it early and begin the process. But all you have to do is review. And by reviewing, this gives you ample opportunity to understand when to catch trending markets. And I'm using the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is where I do a lot of my work. Then I'm using the daily, weekly, and monthly chart to confirm. So those of you that are looking for a solution, that's what I'm doing as far as catching some of these trades. This pound yen trade that we recently did here in January, which more or less covered for the month of January for the roundtable members, and then I was able to put it into the trade alerts for those of you that aren't roundtable members yet but could put it in practice regimen accounts here. Recently, there was a trade where it went right near that number and bounced, and you had less than a 40 pip exposure. I think it was probably less than 30 pips. It was around 20 to 25 pips before it took off 100 pips, and that was from the other day. I'll be doing a video on that here in the next couple of days, and we got all the slides, and I got to construct all that, and I'll put it into training. But the simple answer to the question is this. I'm more of a swing position trader. That's why you need, when the reports first come out, you need to put all the trades in a practice regimen account and just let them set. Then you have X. Then if you're trading live, you need to take a look at what's happening under current market conditions using those numbers. Then what I do in the trade alerts is I give you scalping trades, possible day trades, experience trades, which might turn into a swing trade under current market conditions using the numbers. Brian comes in the live class. He comes at it from the perspective of a day trader, giving you numbers that are possibly for scalpers and day tradings. And then if it extended, Brian's had luck where he's done video recaps where it's moved 100 pips. You can't predict that it's going to happen. It's only going to happen a percentage at the time. There's been other days when the trades haven't kicked off, he's had to take them off. There's been days when the trades didn't make it, and there's been days where he's been able to take profit one, anywhere from 5 to 10, 12 pips, and it's come back and knocked you out of the trade. With that experience, it allows you to build self-confidence, overcome fear, self-doubt, and emotion, and allows you to participate in the markets. And by being able to participate in the markets, that's where, if you have a currency pair that you're stocking, you gain confidence on watching and see how that pair moves using all the tools that we provide here at 21st Century Forex Trader. So that's kind of an update. So once again, the Bank of Canada has their announcement for interest rate tomorrow. So I'm going to look for some movement in the Canadian. Maybe some movement in the Canadian later on tonight. In fact, if you take a look at the Canadian right now, we've been up to 110. It actually cracked 110, and it bounced off 110 the first time, which was expected. Now, if you've been with us for a period of time, we've been trying to play on the Canadian since it hit parity at $1. Once it hit parity, we told you it was going to go to 105. Once it hit 105, we told you it was going to go to 110. Well, we've reached that. It's happened faster than we anticipated, but yet it still happened. I've given the numbers, which is 111 to 112, of where I think the Canadian is going to go. This could possibly happen with this announcement tomorrow, or we could have a little bit of a retracement. But right now, in anticipation, and this is what I wrote about yesterday. In fact, I'll read this to you, what I said in the report yesterday for the roundtable. I talked about the Canadian. I said the Bank of Canadian announcement could be a key driver on Wednesday as the pair circulates in a 109 to 110 area. Watch another rundown to the 109.25 to 109.100 area before the news Wednesday. This is a counter trend trade for the day traders to watch over the next two trading sessions, Monday and Tuesday night. This session, pair hit a low of 0.29 before bouncing up. Pair looks to do the same in joy. Well, if you take a look at what took place, what is the low of the Canadian? We didn't reach it. We only got down to 0.941, but it bounced up off a key number, and it went above 110. Once it hit 110, what did it do? It bounced off 110 the first time, and it's come back and dropped, 60 pips. So if you understand the concept, even though when I write about this, and sometimes we're early, we're never late, some of the numbers don't always hit, but it's in the parameter. We talked about 0.925 to 0.900 being the possibility. It went to 0.940. That's 15 pips away. Then it bounced up, but it did hit 110. It went to 110.20. Then it reversed off 110, just like Brian was talking about. Use your thermal grids and everything that you have, all the tools that you have in the Fast Track Trader and all the pairs, taking a look when you use this, and you will start seeing and be able to have this information at your fingertips and be able to trade this pair. So we're going to take a look at what's happening with the Canadian through today and tomorrow, and then the U.S. yen Wednesday night. It'll be after midnight here, probably Wednesday night. They don't have a set time. This is what drives me crazy about the Bank of Japan. It's kind of like a parameter within a range of time. It could be anywhere within about an hour to an hour and a half after midnight here on Wednesday night going into Thursday, but the Bank of Japan will have their rate announcement, and there will be some movement then. We have some other news drivers. They're in the report. If you're trading news, you know the rules of engagement. At the very least, you should be setting these trades the minute they come out in the trade alerts, see how they're doing, and then if you're trading live, you're using a different set of trades, and then when Brian's giving you a trade, you're using a different set of trades. This gives you ample opportunity, because the rule number one for most traders, especially those that's been trading for under a year and a half, is I can't find enough trades to execute in the markets. They're sitting there watching 15-minute candles open and close. We've solved that problem. You also have the daily report. The daily report has a computer-generated list of trades, possible buy and sell recommendations for up to 22 pairs, which could be a possible 44 trades. We know nobody's trading the 44 trades, but you should be trying to expand your horizon beside the currency pair that you're stocking. If you've been here for 2 or 3 months, many of you have, then you should be expanding and trying to include other pairs that could have a direct correlation to the pair that you're trading. For instance, if you're trading the U.S. yen, that would be maybe the euro yen, the euro dollar, the pound yen, yen crosses. If it was the pound US dollar, it would be pound crosses. And this will give you an opportunity to build confidence and do this over a long length and period of time. Okay, Brian, I think that's it. I think our next class is Thursday morning. Is that correct?
Sure is. Next class is up on Thursday morning, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern. And we'll be back here to see what's happening in the market and take some trades. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you very much for being with us today. Looks like we're might be another range-bound day. We'll see if anything comes from it. But obviously later on, as some of these trades have an opportunity to kick in, we'll record a recap video if we have something to show here, and put that on YouTube. And then we'll obviously talk about that on our next class on Thursday. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks very much for being here. Have a great one.